What's up, everybody? This is Brent Brookhouse here with the hottest free agent in wrestling, all ego, Ethan Page. It's our first episode of the Bitter Boys Club in 2018. How you doing?
Pretty good. How do you feel about this being our second year as podcasters?
It's pretty nice. I am going to issue a warning. I've got the mute button up. I have been a smoker for a while. I have quit, and I am to the stage of quitting smoking where, like, your lungs just want to get rid of all the shit you've been putting in them. So I'll try to mute if I'm going to cough, but fair warning.
All right, congratulations on bettering your life.
Thank you. So how was your New Year's?
Pretty boring. So my wife and I went to our favorite restaurant, which is Copacabana in Niagara Falls. It's like a Brazilian steakhouse. They bring giant slabs of meat to your table. They're all different, and they just cut it right there, put it on your plate, and you eat as much of it as you can. And I love that. So we went there. It was awesome. Last minute decision to go to a what would you call a theater that plays movies after they leave the actual theater?
I don't know. People around here have usually seem to call them like dollar shows or whatever, like regardless of what they actually cost. But I know what you're talking about, like second run or something.
Yeah, second run. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, we'll say second run. So we went to a second run theater and saw Coco, which. Oh man, my heart broke. This movie is amazing. It's making my list when we get to that point to talk about movies, but it's definitely making my list as one of my favorite of all time, but in 2017 for sure. Yeah. So then, you saw it?
No, I was gonna say yeah. I still haven't managed to see it. So
suck, man.
Yeah.
So. We did that, and then the plan was to stay up, play Scrabble, and have the countdown. What ended up happening was we put Roseanne on, watched a couple episodes, and my wife fell asleep. I lost track of time. I looked at my phone. It was 12:10. I was like, hey, Happy New Year's. She's like, what? I'm like, oh, yeah, we missed it by 10 minutes. Anyways, you want to go to bed?
Yeah, that's about in line with us. We were watching the countdown, mostly just wanting it to get done so we could go to bed.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I think when you hit a certain age, you just stop caring about it. Not that it's not a good thing or a fun thing to celebrate New Year's. By all means, it's a reason to go out with your friends and whatnot. It's just, I don't know. To me, it's just another day. Like, I woke up and whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of if I didn't have the kid on New Year's Eve, maybe I'd go out and do a little more. But especially when you have the kid, and you know, it's not exactly exciting. Basically, the highlight was just making a bunch of food just so that we had an excuse to sit around and eat more than was probably appropriate.
Yeah. Well, like that was my entire Christmas, so.
Right. So what else have you been up to over the past weekend?
Well, I got back into wrestling. I had 2 awesome events this weekend. On Friday, I had AIW in Cleveland and wrestled Dominic Guarini. And this was the trip from hell, and every reason to hate being a professional wrestler all happened in 2 full days for me.
Okay, great.
So let's get into that. So what had happened was I woke up, my bags were packed. I'm a professional. Everything's ready. Passport, fanny pack's loaded. I'm ready to rock and roll. And I leave the house at about 9:30 in the morning. Now, the trip is supposed to take roughly 4.5 hours, 5 at the max, and that's me stopping to look for action figures at Target. But so remember, 4.5 to 5 hours, 5 hours being the max. The border is 40 minutes from my house. 40 minutes. That's it.
Right, that's not bad.
It took me 4.5 hours to get across the border.
Ugh.
So now I'm already in on the whole trip before I even cross the goddamn imaginary line to get into the country of destination. Never mind the rest of the trip that I have to drive. But whatever, I get across. Everything's fine. I'm updating promoter John Thorne what's going on. He's freaking out because Psycho Sid no-showed. You guys can listen to the phone call of Psycho Sid no-showing AIW. They put it on their YouTube page. It's hilarious. He tries to blame Donald Trump's travel ban on a white American male traveling within the same country of origin. So anyways, so it takes me 4.5 hours to get across the border. I am now across the border. Everything is fine. Not less than 10 minutes, I'm in a freaking whiteout blizzard.
Yeah, that seems about right. I mean, it has not stopped here anyway in over a week.
So I am now in a giant blizzard. I'm whited out. And it takes me another 5.5 hours to get to the show.
Yikes.
And John Thorne, the SOB that he is, couldn't even put me on after intermission. So I show up to the venue, literally, the match before I'm supposed to go on is already out there. I have to put my boots on, plan my match, warm up, stretch, go out there, perform. Then we're right before intermission, so before I even catch my breath, go grab my merch, set it up, and attempt to make a living as a professional wrestler. And I did it.
What a pro.
I'm not satisfied with the match, to be honest. I am not too happy with it, but if you actually think about the fact that I got there, got dressed, and my music hit, and I don't mean it, there was no lull or gap in between all of those. Got there, got dressed, my music played. That's as pretty legit, like, of me telling the truth of what happened. So anyways, I went out there, had the match, ended up having a great time at intermission, saying hi to fans that I missed before the show started, yada, yada, yada. Find myself sleeping in Sid's hotel because he didn't end up using it, obviously. So next morning, I leave extra early because of the weather. Same exact thing happens. Supposed to be a 5-hour drive, turns into 10. I get there at roughly 6 o'clock. Show's supposed to start at 7. It does. Thankfully, I was after intermission on this show. Then I took the giant double length of time drive on the way home as well. Should have been 4 hours, ended up being 9. And I made it back home to sleep, rest, and then obviously you heard my earlier story about New Year's. But yeah, so the second show, was Excite Wrestling in Binghamton, New York, where I wrestled Greg Excellent in a really funny and fun match.
Awesome. So bad travel and one match you weren't too thrilled with.
Sorry. Yeah, that was long-winded, but I needed to really give you the deets on that.
No, I get that. Yeah.
Also, can I just point out, everyone is going to hear you clicking your goddamn keyboard, Brent. So everyone knows you didn't listen to a goddamn thing I just said for the last 10 minutes while you're scrolling and clicking. What are you doing? Making your freaking top 5 movie list because you didn't do your goddamn homework like every other episode?
Actually, I've had the list. I was getting all of our questions lined up because we kind of decided to record a little earlier than I was planning, so I had to get it all lined up.
Yeah. Okay. You're okay, fine, because you do all the work. I'll let it go, but
that does kind of suck to not have thought about all the clicking on the recording, but that'll do.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah, please.
So
pretend you were listening the whole time.
It's got nothing to do with everything you just talked about. So
okay.
Late tonight, early tomorrow morning, I guess however you want to look at it, is Wrestle Kingdom in New Japan. So we've talked a lot in the past about how you don't really watch much wrestling.
Yes.
Do you go out of your way for like the super events like this to actually find some time to watch them? No? Just totally off your radar?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, that's fair enough. There's no point in lying.
Yeah, I'm definitely not. No.
All right. Yeah, that was just kind of a point of curiosity for me there. If you actually go out of your way for something like that, or a WrestleMania, or whatever. But
I haven't seen a WrestleMania in 3 years.
Yeah, well, you haven't missed a whole lot.
I mean, I'm not saying that, but you can.
You want to hit some of these questions here?
No, we have a segment. We told people to send us in.
Oh yeah, I was gonna do that after the questions because they're kind of mixed in with the questions that got sent in. So I was gonna set them aside, answer the questions, and then do the segment. But if you'd rather do the segment,
no, I'll allow it because you did your clicky thing. So
right, tried to get stuff lined up here. All right, so as always, it's the Wade Buswell question corner. How many countries do you think you've wrestled in?
Oh, not do I think. I should know. It's not that many. Canada, U.S., and England. 3.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you weren't sure. This podcast is listened to in I think it's 40-something countries, including regular listeners in South Africa and Indonesia. So if you're from anywhere outside the U.S. or Canada, why don't you shoot us a line on Twitter and let us know you're listening, because that's a really cool thing. Hardest part about being a wrestler?
Honestly, it's the long flights and long drives just for a person my size. But I only say that after wrestling 11 years. So my body is just absolutely destroyed. But I would say the hardest thing about being a wrestler in the early parts of my career was finding places to work, getting a foot in the door, not upsetting the veterans. It's more or less just kind of maneuvering your way through wrestling to actually get to the top. A lot of people just kind of like that first thing you learn when you take swimming lessons, how to just float in the water and not bother anybody. And people just do that for their whole careers. And I really wasn't like that. So I would say the hardest thing was trying to get my way to the top as fast as possible while not, stirring the pot too much.
Right. And I think that kind of ties to another question that Wade had asked, which is, what does a wrestler have to do to get booked? Now, I think that changes depending on the status or the phase of your career. Now you've got people coming to you versus the early days, but I think the early days are probably the more interesting aspect.
Yeah, you know what? It's to find a way to make yourself valuable in a way that someone locally can't do for them. And I would really say that's it. If you're saying to get booked somewhere in Canada and you live in Canada, I understand. More or less just show up and help out and try and make yourself valuable behind the scenes, and you'll end up in the ring out of gratitude. And when that opportunity comes, you better be ready. But in a sense of let's use Alpha One for an example. For someone to get booked on my show, sending a Facebook message with your contact info is not going to get you booked, because I don't know who the F you are. But if I see you on a show while I'm traveling, that's a benefit for you. More people have gotten booked by that than anything else. Or if I just see your name popping up absolutely everywhere, then I'll be like, hey, look at this guy. He's traveling. He's working hard. And then we'll talk, and I'll probably offer you not a lot of money, and you'll come to Alpha One.
Yeah, and I think it was like the first episode of this we ever did. We talked a lot about, a handful of fans that kind of set tones and convince people that that younger wrestlers are maybe a little further along than they are. But I think that there's probably...
I book a lot of those guys.
Right. I was going to say, there's a lot of value in establishing yourself on social media and kind of working your way in with guys that serve as kind of tastemakers.
For sure. And like, that's what DVD selling, MP4 selling companies want, is that vocal minority to buy your product, and then they spread that around too. So if you can make them happy while also making profit, I guess. Although DVD's dying anyways. But anyways, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about keep going.
Well, okay, I wanted to say one more thing about this getting booked thing, because I'm just curious. Around the end of the year, everybody, all the wrestlers basically start tweeting there, like, available for bookings, here's my contact, whatever. And then you get I'll call it dumbass backlash from, like, a smaller segment of wrestlers that are like, yes, we're all looking for bookings. What's your thought on the... Because, I definitely see you do it. When you have a open date come along, you throw up the available for booking on whatever date. Do you think that it's any sort of issue, any sort of tacky look or anything like that smaller subset tries to play it off as?
You know what? To be honest with you, the guys that actually post I would say the high-end talent that actually posts available for bookings on this day, and this day, they end up being the busiest guys, at least on my level of the independents. Like, it's more of a will to want to be busy, and because you have to think, like, you have to put your ego to the side and admit that you're not busy on these days. So your whole facade of being a giant superstar could crumble. And you're kind of just saying, like, yeah, I'd rather be busy, so please.
Well, yeah, and I've seen guys over the last year who... I've seen Sami Callihan post open dates. I've seen Keith Lee post open dates. I've seen Matt Riddle post open dates. And those three guys are three of the busiest guys on the indies.
Yeah, and, like, to be completely honest with you, I've gotten work from those tweets, and more importantly, when shows get canceled, if I post, hey, this show's canceled, looking for a replacement, 9 times out of 10, I'll find something through that, which is incredible. Like, that's the power of social media. And when it comes to guys that don't have real jobs, this is our job. It helps so much.
Right on. All right. I feel like we've answered some variation of this before, but any big names you want to wrestle in 2018?
Nah. Okay, so being with Impact Wrestling, I would love to work with EC3. There you go.
That seems like a good mix. Speaking of, I think we're recording this Wednesday night. Tomorrow night is your Impact in-ring debut. Is that right?
Yeah, so make sure you tune in to Pop TV at... You should know the time, Brent.
I literally don't. I don't have Pop TV.
Shit. Well,
you should tune in at...
yeah, you check so that I don't have to admit that I don't know. 8 o'clock!
Yeah, 8 o'clock on Pop TV.
Good guess, Ethan Page. Yeah, 8 o'clock on Pop TV. And I did some research. There's a channel in Canada called Game TV or Game Show TV. and it will air on that channel as well, and that's available to more places in Canada than Pop TV. But you could also have the Fight Network, and it airs on that too. So there you go, 3 options. Tune in, tweet about it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about TV really, but like, don't tune in at all, and then when your segment comes on, tune in, and then turn it off right afterwards.
Hell yeah! Make sure they got rating boost for Ethan Page.
All right. What other sports do you guys enjoy?
Nothing.
Oh man, football, baseball, hockey, basketball.
Not even UFC. Your former famous MMA journalist.
I don't know. It's especially right now. It's frustrating. Because I can tie this into the next question. Brent, hardest part about writing. Knowing your worth.
So you're talking about all the dudes not making money on their endorsements and stuff because of the Reebok deal?
Well, I mean, that's an issue for me, but also my personal worth.
That's why you hate. Got it.
The media space has contracted a lot over the last year. I mean, the whole pivot to video thing was basically a meme for several months, but it is a thing that's happened where, good writing isn't valued where it used to be. There was a thing on Twitter yesterday with a lot of writers tweeting what they've made over the past few years, and I joined in with that because it's kind of a looking out for people, so that you know what the marketplace should be. So if you want to know what I got paid, look at my Twitter, whatever. But when the Flow Slam thing happened, I was willing to go back to writing about MMA or wrestling, and the opportunities that used to be very abundant are not there, and there are a lot of places that are looking to take advantage of people. Like, I was getting offered, like, oh yeah, we'll pay you $10 to write a couple articles a week. And it's like, no, I'm worth more than that. I would rather write my own stuff at a website that I'm building than get paid
$10.
Garbage. Yeah. Like, I've made
that's why I started Alpha One. Sorry.
Right. And I mean, I've made a full-time living off writing, and I've built up a skill set that let me accept a position at a marketing company that I start next week. So I would rather control my own stuff and know my own worth and treat myself like I have the value that I know I do. That's the hardest part about writing, is figuring out where to break in, knowing your worth, and then finding a place that values you like you deserve to be valued. That and actually knowing how to write, because that's the thing.
Bam! That's why I hate UFC. And also, notice how I didn't do this?
Okay, so now I have to edit these two files together because...
No, who cares?
You decided to smash your keyboard.
There you go. You deserve more work after not listening to my story.
Okay, thoughts on multi-man matches, Survivor Series style?
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Like, are we talking 5-on-5 or any multi-man Survivor Series, like elimination? Like, because Alpha One was built on 4-way elimination matches, and
to me that means like 4-on-4 or 5-on-5. But I think any sort of elimination style multi-man, be it a 4-way or whatever.
Yeah, I like it. You know which one I don't like, and I can't even explain why. Don't like the ECW 3-way where the guy gets eliminated.
Yeah, I don't know. It's for me, it is almost always up to who's in the match and whether they can make it work or not. But
very true.
Okay, favorite kind of music to listen to.
Kanye West.
Fair enough. I don't know. I'm pretty all over the place, but my my child has developed some sort of weird Lady Gaga obsession to where I'm yelled at in the car if I won't put it on, and I am absolutely controlled by a 4.5-year-old. So
That's kind of funny though.
yeah, I don't know.
And Lady Gaga, good music.
It's not bad. There are a lot worse things that she could demand be played. What is Ethan's favorite Taco Bell item, past or present, that is from Ron with an R at You Can Call Me Ron?
Oh, for sure, the cheesy gordita crunch and the Crunchwrap Supreme. If I'm going hard at Taco Bell, I'm gonna get one of each of those. Probably 2 or 3 Doritos Locos Tacos Supreme with the sour cream in there, obviously. Maybe like 5 cheese rolls, which is literally just melted cheese inside of a taco shell, a soft taco shell. And then 2 beefy 5 layers, which are on the dollar menu. And then a giant Diet Pepsi.
All right. That's a full-on order right there.
And a lot of people that have driven with me on the road can confirm that order is legit.
Yeah, I'm just a big Supreme Chalupa fan.
I don't even know what the hell that is. I'm so stuck in my ways. I have no idea what that is.
It's good stuff. I think it's like a gordita but fried. So, take it an extra level.
Sounds delicious.
Favorite wrestler from the Attitude Era other than The Rock?
Billy Gunn.
Austin.
That's a good choice.
I mean, it's a cheap choice, but it's the choice.
I wasn't a big Steve Austin guy.
Oh, man, I was.
Oh, I get it now. Trust me, as a wrestler. I'm just saying.
No, I think to be fair, I think initially I resisted because, I was in high school and it had to be like, cool kid can't like the popular thing initially. But he was kind of undeniably great to where he won me over eventually.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, hey, I missed a question here. Do you find it challenging to introduce a new persona in Impact, given all the work you've done to become the hottest free agent? And we've kind of talked about this before, but we've always got new listeners, so...
Yeah, no. Just a quick answer. No, I don't, because, it's a new, fun way for me to perform that has absolutely nothing to do with what I'm doing on the independents. So it's like a new creative way for me. I don't know. Like, for me, it's not about like Ethan Page is everything. It's just me as a person. I like to perform in front of an audience, and Impact gave me this character. So it's just a different way for me to entertain people. It doesn't hurt my heart or anything.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's... Yeah, I mean, you already said you're not going to be at the next set of tapings because you're already booked elsewhere. But the Park and Park segments, the commercial things, were really, really well received. Do you have like any extra level of nerves with how the match itself will be received? Or is it just kind of, it's done, you know what it is, whatever?
I guess in a way, yes, only because like I know what I'm capable of in the ring, and this character doesn't really allow like 10% of that, but it also does in a way. Like, I love the match that's going to air tomorrow because I had to be creative in the way of being offensive. Because Chandler Park's not a wrestler. He's a lawyer. So it's like, how would a lawyer wrestle?
Right. So you're not just like, you step into the ring and he's just a natural wrestling phenom that looks like he's been doing this for years.
Yeah, exactly. So I And like I took that dead serious, and I was like, hey, if I'm playing this character on a TV show, I'm for sure gonna like commit to it. So I did, and I'm pumped for people to see like how I'm pumped to see how it's edited, because I tried to put some like audible one-liners while selling to like the cameras and stuff. So I'm interested to see if anything I was screaming to Joseph Park while he was managing me is in there. I'm more excited for that than anything, and my entrance and stuff like that. So I don't know if the match is going to be 1 star and you will be entertained, and that's all it's supposed to be.
Right, you're not like there is nothing about it that's an attempt to be a good wrestling match. It's to be a good entertainment segment.
Yeah, but I think that is a good wrestling match.
Right, but I mean, in terms of the way wrestling matches are judged on, in-ring whatever. Like you said, it's a 1-star match if you're rating it like your Meltzer or something.
There will be more gifs of my entrance and post-match than of the match.
But that's fine though. With Wrestle Kingdom coming up, do you have any strong desire to ever wrestle in Japan?
Yes, I do.
Is it like a top goal of yours, or is it just something that's kind of that'd be nice if it pays?
I made a goal for myself to wrestle in DDT in Japan before mid-year.
All right, that seems achievable.
Yeah.
I mean, I know nothing about their schedule or anything, but I think we're to the segment. I think we're at top 5 movies of 2017. Do we want to read everybody else's first, or
Yes. And you actually better have yours done. I have it done. I'm looking at it right now. You are not allowed to change it because some fan reminded you of a movie.
I have a top 7, and I'm just...
Oh, well, you know what? I have a top 5 and then 15 other nominations that I had, so don't worry, I'm prepared. Don't try and show off with your extra 2.
All right. Tony Kegger, at Tony Kegger. Top 5 movies: Disaster Artist, Wonder Woman, Logan, Fist Fight, and Baywatch.
All right. He likes the comedies. I'm into that.
Yeah, comedies and Wonder Woman and Logan.
Yeah, superhero flicks.
Justin Summers, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Okay.
He has Split, Disaster Artist, It, and Coco. All right, and then Wade Buswell, top 5 movies in no order: Hitman's Bodyguard, Dark Tower, Disaster Artist, American Made, Rough Night. Those were new movies I saw in 2017 at theaters. They were really good. I would watch the first 4 over and over.
Okay.
There was one more that came in a couple days ago before I started bragging about quitting smoking and my mentions blew up. So, let's see. You're going to have to buy some time for me because I forgot about this one coming in the other day.
What do you want me to do? Fart into the microphone? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, go
buy some time.
Oh man, you gotta kill that time for me.
No. Do your damn job.
Oh man, it's my job.
Yeah.
It is my job.
I'm the entertainer. This is like, I'm the color commentator. You're the play-by-play. I'm the king. You're JR. There, I'm trying to kill time, dude.
I know.
All right, forget it. Sorry, fan. All right, give me your list.
Okay, I have no particular order again.
That is so stupid!
Oh, do you want me? I can order them real quick.
You said top 5.
Okay.
Not, like, that's a thing. Like,
I will even trim 2, and I will just give top 5 5-1.
Okay, that's fine, but give me honorary mentions. Give me those 2.
All right. I will circle back to the honorary mentions because I want to make sure I do this in the right order. Number 5, I'll go Logan. Number 4, I will go Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Number 3, The Big Sick.
Okay, I didn't see that.
Number 2, Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
Number 1, Get Out, which makes Guardians 2 and Ingrid Goes West my honorable mentions.
All right. Congratulations. You did your homework for once.
I had a general idea. I was just trying to cheat my way around the needing to order them, but so be it. All right, what's your list?
All right, so I'm going to go honorary mentions first. And I'm going to do them first because it creates the allure of what's left.
Well,
I have a lot of movies. So these are movies that I loved and I'm very happy I went to the theaters to see. Spider-Man Homecoming, Wonder Woman, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, John Wick 2, Lego Batman, Jumanji, Fate of the Furious, Kingsman, The Golden Circle, Murder on the Orient Express, The Hitman's Bodyguard, The Dark Tower, and only because of the hype and buzz, Power Rangers.
All right.
Now, all of those movies were a blast. I loved seeing them. But these are the top 5 movies for Ethan Page in 2017. Starting in at number 5, Logan.
Okay, we both went Logan at 5.
Number 4, Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
Number 3, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
Okay.
Number 2, Baby Driver. And the number 1 movie of 2017, making it on the list 3 days before we record, Coco.
All right, that's a strong list. The King Arthur thing, I have no clue what the hell that is, but...
What?
I mean, I know what King Arthur is. I just had no clue there was some sort of movie in the last year.
You have to see it. It was so good. So good. And I think it bombed hard.
Yeah, it looks like it did not do great. Its budget was $175 million. It made $148.
Yeah. And that was supposed to start like a whole like Avengers style thing.
Huh.
And that breaks my heart because if you watch the movie, which you should, which everyone on that's listening should, legitimately the top 3 I have, King Arthur, Baby Driver, and Coco, all 3 of those movies are interchangeable and they all could be number 1 or number 3. It was that I had no clue how to even make them fit. And Thor and Logan, it was a really tough one between those 2 and putting Wonder Woman on the list because Wonder Woman was fantastic.
Yeah, it was a real good year for everything that I saw, but I didn't see as much as I wanted to, which perils of the particular job I was working and the kid. But like, I didn't see Baby Driver.
Yeah, man. Like, okay, so I'm gonna see The Big Sick because it's on your top 5. So, and I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix right now.
Amazon Prime.
Oh, I got that too. So yeah. I'll check it out on that for sure. You have to promise me you'll watch King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
I will do that, and I will watch Baby Driver. So
yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Watch that too.
Those I will watch both of them. I start my new job on the 10th. I have to go in tomorrow just to turn in some paperwork, but I am going to like live up the unemployed life for the next week, and just try and take in like every movie that I have kind of felt like watching and be just appropriately fucking lazy for a week.
Please make sure those movies are on there.
At Joshua7520, my top 5 movies of 2017 are number 5, Stronger, number 4, Disaster Artist, number 3, Coco, number 2, It, number 1, Baby Driver. That was the one I was missing. I found it, so no apology needed for that guy. In fact, he just got his in after ours.
So he closes out the segment. Good for him. Wow.
Congratulations, Josh. Man, we are running a little ahead of schedule. It's a light New Year's Eve edition. However, there's a time and a place to be a little on the short end of things. We're at about 42 minutes. So why don't you plug your stuff, and we'll get out of here a little early.
I mean, yeah, that's fine with me. Check me out on Twitter at officialego. Check me out on Instagram at official_ego. Because, that sucks. And see me this Saturday, January the 6th, at First Wrestling WrestlePalooza in the Minnesota area. Then on January 12th, Freelance Wrestling in Chicago. January 13th, Black Label Pro, just outside on the outskirts of Chicago. And then January 14th, the debut event for Wrestling Has a Future. No, Wrestling Has a Tomorrow. That's what it is. What Wrestling? And that is at the famous venue that I can't remember. Oh, Fett Music Hall in Providence, Rhode Island. And I'm pumped for all that. And then obviously I have the following weekend, January 19th, Limitless Wrestling, January 20th, C4 Wrestling in Ottawa, then January 21st, the huge Wrestlers Gone Wild show for Alpha One Wrestling in Hamilton, Ontario, featuring Cody Rhodes, Joey Ryan, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, Ethan Page, Ricky Shane Page, Kurt Stallion, Josh Alexander, Jade Chung. The list goes on because I run the best wrestling show in Canada, which is a giant-ass country. Check it out on alpha-1wrestling.com.
I'm not real sure if I should check out that show. Do you have a way for me to check out past Alpha One shows to know if I should get in on this?
Do I ever? Powerbomb.tv has back catalog of Alpha One events, and they just uploaded a bunch of new events. I'm actually going to do a Brent right now and go to powerbomb.tv and talk to you about what they have available, because they just put up, holy crap, 5 new events. Isn't that epic? It is. Powerbomb.tv. Use promo code ALPHA1, ALPHA, the number 1, all capitals, no spaces, Alpha 1. You get 20 days for free. They have the Final Act 7, which was our best and biggest event of 2016, already available. We've got shows on here with Kurt Hawkins, formerly Brian Myers. We've got shows on here with Ethan Page versus Biff Busick, Grado versus Dick Justice, you can see on powerbomb.tv, myself versus Sanjay Dutt, Josh Alexander versus Petey Williams, Kevin Steen versus Jimmy Jacobs. A lot of awesome stuff on here. The very first Alpha One show of all time is available on here as well. It's 20 days for free. Like, you don't got to pay nothing. You just do it. Watch all of the shows that we have up there. You don't have to pay. Just do it. 20 days. You can watch 11 events in 20 days. I promise you.
Yeah, that's a little over an event every 2 days. That's entirely doable. Plus, I mean, they added a ton of old CZW.
Oh, no. I was just giving you what Alpha One has to offer.
I'm just saying, like...
If you want me to sell this thing... You're right.
Hey,
you sign up for 20 days.
As long as they're using the Alpha One promo code.
You sign up for 20 days, all right? You use the Alpha One promo code, 20 days for free, Alpha One. It's really easy. You finish our 11 events, don't worry. There's 22 Beyond Wrestling events available. There is 8 CZW events available. There's 35 IWA Mid-South events available. Never mind the 18 AIW events, or the fact that you can watch Black Label Pro. You can watch Old Wrestling. You can watch Women's Wrestling Revolution. Man, there's so much stuff on here. Dude, there's holy crap. I'm just scrolling down. I can't believe how many Canadian companies are on here. C4 Wrestling's on here, and I can't say enough good things about them. And they have shows that will blow your mind. And they've got 20 freaking shows on here.
Yeah, including, and I just want to throw this out there, that they have the IWA Mid-South Spring Heat 2002 show that has CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero. So,
for free!
Yeah.
Use promo code Alpha One. They've got 5 shoot interviews up there as well, which is awesome.
You'd think that they were paying us to do this, but they're really not.
No, they're really not.
So, on Twitter, @OfficialEgo, on Twitter, @Brent Brookhouse, on Instagram, official_ego. We will be back next week. We were a little lazy about planning out a segment for next week, but we'll hit you with it on Twitter, and you can get
No. What's your New Year's resolution?
Oh, New Year's resolution. I like it.
Come on, man. It's a New Year's Eve episode. Or the New Year episode. Whatever.
I like it. And Josh Alexander put out some positive vibes earlier.
Oh, that was a good tweet. Can you pull that up and read it on here? I want people to hear that.
Yeah, absolutely. It is... Good Lord. We had a lot of questions come in. I've got it here because it's actually very, very important. All right, here we go. Hey, if you're a New Year's resolutioner at the gym, good for you. If you're on every bench, I'll go do push-ups. Plenty of floor to go around. Don't listen to those dipshit meatheads. We all start somewhere. So yeah, if you wanna go out and get in the gym for a New Year's resolution, don't let the people bitching about New Year's resolutioners get you down, and let us know what your New Year's resolution is. I've kind of already hit mine. I am trying my damnedest to not smoke anymore, and I am at the 30-hour mark right now. So there we go.
It's all right. Well, we will update everyone on the fact that you have quit smoking, and the fact that you said it on the podcast. Now it's like a new segment for us. Did Brent go back to the dark side? And you have to be honest with our listeners, with me. If I catch you smoking at a show, I'm going to slap the shit out of you. So yeah, congratulations. Let's hear how you're dealing with it next week.
All right, man. We will talk to you next week. Everybody, Powerbomb TV, promo code Alpha One.
Boom.